Welcome back to the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. I'm Donnie from RotoMoto. In this video, I'll give you 4 riders that I like for Southwick this weekend, 1 that I don't, tips for picking the FFL, a weather report, race day schedule, and of course, the early look at my team, all courtesy of Maxxis Tire. You know Maxxis Tire. You know their MXST tire designed by the king of Supercross and my all-time favorite rider, Jeremy McGrath. It is the newest and most advanced tire on the Maxxis MX lineup, featuring an all-new tread pattern, compound, and composition to provide the stability, predictability, and traction that the upper tiers of motocross demand. Available at your local retailer and also at motosport.com. PulpMX gets a reinforcement with Garrett Marchbanks making his 450 outdoor debut after a press day crash at the Fox Raceway opener cost him the first 4 rounds, but in exchange they also lose the 69 as the summer of shock comes to a close after a practice crash that claims Cody for at least a few rounds while he rehabs a wrist injury. Looking at picks this weekend, let's kick it off with your do not pick of the weekend, and that is Tai Masterpol at 250 All-Star. The Pro Circuit fill-in rider is coming off the weekend of his life, going 2-1 for the overall at High Point, which vaulted him into All-Star status, but the numbers are just not there for this weekend. That 2-1 finish are his only 2 motos this year in the top 5, and the sand of Southwick is absolutely nothing like the soil of High Point. Best to leave Tai in the pool so he's available to pick at Redbud next weekend. A 250 rider that I do like this weekend is the debuting Max Ansty. Mounted on a Star Racing Yamaha, Max finally has that top-level equipment he has been missing in his U.S. career, and Southwick is a track that is built for the former GP Wizard. In 2022, Max came off the couch mid-season with Firepower Honda, suffered mechanical issues in his first round before ripping off a 5-5 finish in a deep 450 field at Southwick, and he should be treated as a legitimate podium threat in both motos for his first outing with Star Racing. 450 All-Star, nothing jumps out immediately, but I'm going with Jason Anderson. A 5 handicap, El Hombre has finished top 6 and 5 of 8 this season, including 4 of the last 6. His Southwick results have been right in line with his average, so he won't gain or lose anything on the sand track, and that 5 gives him just a bit more leeway if things go sour than the usual podium picks. A double eligible 450 guy to look at this weekend is Christian Craig. We have a slew of sand specialists showing up this weekend that will likely fill up the back half of the teens, so the higher handicap guys in the 450 class will suffer a bit, but factory-backed Craig still feels like a value at a 5. He went 9-10 at Thunder Valley and has been top 13 in 5 of his last 6 motos, the only outlier at DNF in Moto 1 last week. Craig also got a plate removed from his elbow, so he should be just a tick healthier after the week off. The high handicap hero this weekend is Estonian Joran Talvik in the 250 class, building each week from a 40th overall at Fox Raceway to 28th, 26th, and 22nd overall at High Point with a 2320 moto score. We now head to the 108's best track from 2023 when he went 14-16 for 16th overall, which would get you a perfect 100 if he replicates last year's results this weekend. Moving on to your FFLs, no majority here for any rider, and it's easy to look at Deegan and Hymas as the favorites, but don't forget the Vial loves the sand, with Southwick his first career win in the US last year, and he will be hungry again this weekend. 450 side is a toss-up, but I do give the edge to Jet. He was leading that first lap at Hangtown when he crashed hard, so for all intents and purposes, he should have 3, and the week off will probably be great for him to heal up just a bit and get back to 100%. A beautiful mild day in New England with a high of just 77 with a good bit of cloud cover but no rain on the horizon. The East Coast run continues, meaning Race Day Live will air early with an East start time of 10 a.m. and 7 a.m. on the West Coast. The qualifying cheat sheets will hit social media at around noon Eastern with the picks locking at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and the gates dropping shortly after that. My Thursday team sees Hayden Deegan at 250 All-Star, Max Ansty at a -1, Joey Savacci with a 4, and Joran Talvik's 16 handicap. 450 side, I have Jason Anderson at All-Star, Garrett Marchbanks returning with a 2, Christian Craig's 5, and Phil Nicoletti rounding it out at a 6. Don't forget to follow PulpMX Fantasy and at RotoXMoto on both Instagram and Twitter for injury updates as the weekend rolls on, qualifying info, and stats and banter throughout the race itself, and those fantasy cheat sheets once qualifying is done and wrapped. Thanks as always for watching the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. My name is Donnie. May your chiz this weekend. Remember that 8 is great. And most importantly, have fun. Good luck, y'all.